Good afternoon, friends. Annie Bates in Tucson, newly diagnosed with breast cancer. It seemed to work pretty well last time me doing an update video, so I don't have to tell my story 5 million times. And I think that it's being passed on to people in hopes of helping them. So doggone it, if I can help one person going through this nasty bitch of a disease, I'm happy to do so. Okay, so I had my port placed yesterday. So what the port does, it goes under the skin, and then there's a catheter that goes up and then into a main vessel that goes to your heart, to prevent having to get poked and prodded every time I go in for chemo. It was relatively painless. They did a sedative and a painkiller. I could hear what was going on, but it's really what I'm finding is the anxiety is worse than anything else. The day before yesterday, I had an MRI done of just my chest. The way that they do that is you are on an MRI table and you're face down, and there's like basically holes cut out for your breasts to go in. And there's a plastic piece that goes here between your breast, and then you have to raise your arms above your head. So that checked lymph nodes, that checked my breasts, and kind of made sure that everything was consistent with the ultrasound that was done a while back. For people who didn't watch my last one, so this has been a 2-week event, from me going in the first day, with worry about a lump, for me starting chemo today. So everything's been really rapid. MRI results today, they want to meet with another radiologist to go over them, but they did find non-mass enhancement is what they're calling it, because they haven't biopsied yet, but they're finding additional non-mass breast enhancement on the left side as well as the right. So not great news. Also, this lymph node is very abnormal in the scans, and several other lymph nodes as well. I'm not going to give measurements of all of that stuff because I don't want to give measurements until I know what they're looking at. But once I do, I'll let you guys know. It could have been better news today. Long story short, it could have been better, but I'm still really hopeful that when we get in there and biopsy, that it has only spread to the lymphatic system. Only the lymph nodes that are near this little bugger. That's what I'm holding out hope for. Beyond that, I started chemo today, and I'm ready to fry anything in my body that is not supposed to be there. So we started with AC chemotherapy today. I got there at 8 o'clock, waited a long time. Doctor came in, we did the MRI results. We talked about them. I had done my labs last week when I first met her. Normally, I will do my labs before each appointment for chemo, but because they were done so recently, I didn't have to do a blood draw out of my a port draw. So she talked about the MRI results. I got a little crying because your girl needs up from time to time. And then we started chemo. So what we did were 2 anti-nausea medications. I don't know the names of them. I can look them up if you guys want them, but the sedative, or excuse me, one of them was a steroid anti-nausea medication. The other one was like a Zofran type of thing. So both of those were done through the port, injected. They're supposed to have like a 72-hour slow release. So they're supposed to help me for the next 3 days, and then I start doing prescribed medication, because over-the-counter anti-nausea meds probably wouldn't do much. Then I started on the actual chemo, and the first one we did is I'm trying to get the names of everything. I'm not going to put the names. I can put them in the messages because I'm not going to be able to pronounce them. It's going to be embarrassing, and it's going to take up too much time. So the AC one, the first one they did was the red injection. That's a push through a syringe that needs to be done to the port. So they have saline in one route, and then they do the chemo drug in the other, push release over a time lapse of 11 minutes minimum. You can't go faster than that because it's such a strong drug that it can kind of shock the system. So Amy was my doctor, or my nurse, over at the Banner Cancer Center. She was lovely. So she did that over a little more than 11 minutes, took her time with it, flushed with saline, and then they started the other drug, which was an hour-long drip from an IV bag. So that's what was done today. They also put a, I don't know if you can see this, I don't know if I'm allowed to show this, but this here, that also is gonna go off tomorrow. I don't know what that's called either, but I'm gonna put all of these down in the notes so that you guys can look them up, or don't. My suggestion would be, don't look them up. Just know that I have a lot of drugs in my system that are hopefully going to keep me from getting nauseous and hopefully kill all the crap. Upcoming treatment. So I will be going in for a biopsy, an ultrasound and a biopsy of this lymph node on the right side. I will also be going in for an MRI-led biopsy of both of these to see exactly what we're looking at there. Then I have a PET scan. So the PET scan is going to be the tissue, looking at all the tissue head to toe to get an overall view, a bird's eye view, if you will, of my cavernous body. Didn't sound good? Didn't sound good, but I said it. So that's kind of what's going on. I just had a huge bowl of Rocky Road ice cream. My husband is my best friend forever and my lifesaver, and made my kids lunches today and has been driving me everywhere and got me all the stuff that the chemo doctor recommended yesterday. I had a meeting with her who was going over the side effects. And then my sister grabbed the baton from him in the afternoon and came and picked me up and took me to pick up my son from school. And it's just astounding. And a friend brought dinner last night, including a Stevie Nicks magazine. Get out of here. So I'm feeling good. I'm feeling optimistic. Even though the news wasn't great today, I'm still feeling optimistic because I know that we've at least started the chemo journey. I'm a quarter of a way through the AC chemo treatment. My husband's an accountant, so he does numbers. So he wants me to remember. We can do things, cross off the numbers, and maybe that'll feel like we're moving in the right direction. So that's my update. Yeah, it's a lot going on up here, and I am so grateful for this body, but I wish it would just calm the heck down because mama needs to be around a lot longer. Thank you for your support, guys. Love you all very much. And if you do have questions, Facebook or put comments here, whatever, and I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability. And I will put these medications in the notes just to tell you what I'm taking because I should probably learn the names of them. Okay, bye.